Know the top stories of the day. Understand the issues that matter. This is Manila Bulletin News on Web. Your quick rundown of top news in the country and around the world. Manila Bulletin, celebrating 120 years of timely stories and timeless truths. Be fully informed.
Hi, I'm Barbie Atienza. This is MB Now, and here are your news on web. National Task Force Against the Coronavirus Disease Chief Implementer and Vaccine Czar Carlito Galvez Jr. assured senators that there will be no room for overpricing of the coronavirus vaccines that the government will purchase. This was according to Senate President Vicente Sotto III, who personally met with Galvez on Wednesday night about the latter's negotiations with pharmaceutical companies for the Philippines' vaccine supply. President Duterte had instructed his peace process advisor to brief Sotto about the vaccine deals. Senators have pressed for transparency in the government's vaccine deals, particularly on the price of the coronavirus vaccines that his administration will buy from Chinese drug maker Sinovac Biotech. The Senate Committee of the Whole is scheduled to conduct another hearing about the government's vaccination plans on Friday, January 22. Some localities fear that COVID-19 cases may spike in their areas, with the Department of Interior and local government being able to rehire only 15,000 contact tracers due to budgetary constraints. Tuguegarao City, Cagayan Mayor Jefferson Soriano admitted having felt that his area lacks the desired contact tracers needed to cope up with the increased transmission of the virus. In an interview, Soriano said Tuguegarao now has only 81 contact tracers from 200, with the reduced number of CTS hired by the DILG. Of the 373 active COVID-19 cases in Cagayan, 235 are from Tuguegarao City, prompting the city government to appeal to the Regional Interagency Task Force to place it under the strictest Enhanced Community Quarantine or ECQ protocol from January 20 to 29, which was eventually approved. In case the COVID-19 situation ceases to improve in Tuguegarao City, the ECQ protocol might be extended in the area further. Last January 16, the DILG announced that it will rehire 15,000 contact tracers for at least another 6 months to ensure the continuity of the country's contact tracing efforts. Only 23%, or 2 out of 10 Filipinos, agree that it is urgent to discuss charter change at this time. This was the result of the survey on the charter change conducted by Catholic Church-run Radio Veritas from January 4 to 18, 2021. The Veritas Truth Survey released Wednesday showed that a majority of Filipinos, or 75%, disagree on the urgency of the issue of charter change. The remaining 2% are still undecided on the said issue. Veritas said the strong public opposition, as indicated by the results, may reflect that there are more pressing concerns that the respondents feel that the government's time, treasure, and talent should be dedicated to. The latest VTS survey involved a total of 600 respondents nationwide, with their answers gathered through a text-based and online data gathering process. The House Committee on Constitutional Amendments convened on January 13 to continue discussions on resolution of both houses, RBH 2, filed by Speaker Lord Alan Velasco. It seeks to amend the restrictive economic provisions of the Constitution to attract foreign investments and help the country recover from the economic devastation of the COVID-19 pandemic. Continuous rains experienced overnight in Metro Manila caused the water level along the Marikina River to reach the second alarm level, forcing some residents to flee their homes. According to the Marikina Public Information Office, The water level along the river peaked at 16.2 meters at around 5 a.m. this morning. According to Mayor Marcelino Teodoro, they have recorded an average of about 60 millimeters of rainfall from 9 p.m. Wednesday to around 12 midnight Thursday. Teodoro said the local government has prepared 8 evacuation centers in case residents decided to evacuate. As weather conditions improved hours later, the river's water level subsided and all alert levels have already been lifted. The mayor said Marikina has been coordinating with the Department of Public Works and Highways and the Department of Environment and Natural Resources for the dredging of the river. In more of the Metro news, Manila notices rise in COVID-19 infections due to the holiday season. Quezon City to adopt no-contact apprehension system. And Valenzuela LGU prepares COVID-19 vaccine storage facility. More from this report.
The City of Manila is seeing an uptick of COVID-19 infections at the start of the year. Latest data from the city government showed that there are 397 active cases out of 25,858 cases in the capital city as of Wednesday noon. Of this figure, 24,685 have recovered, while 776 have died. Manila Health Department credited the rise in infections to the holiday season. In the beginning of the year, Manila Mayor Francisco Isko Moreno Dumagoso said they have not seen surge in the COVID-19 infections after the holidays, but said that they have yet to factor in data from the last week of December 2020. According to Manila LGU, none of the COVID-19 patients have physically attended the Feast of Black Nazarene, which some experts said may be a super spreader event. The Quezon City government announced Wednesday its partnership with QPAX Traffic System Incorporated for the implementation of the no-contact apprehension system in the city. The local government said that with the new system, there would be no need for traffic enforcers to physically apprehend motorists who break and disobey traffic rules and regulations. Instead, a notice of violation will be sent to violators explaining their transgression. The notice of violation will use pieces of evidence culled from CCTVs strategically placed in 15 primary roads of the city. The local government added that no-contact apprehension system is going to be part of its program to help mitigate the spread of the coronavirus in QC. Valenzuela City is preparing for the upcoming coronavirus disease vaccine, with Mayor Rex Gatchalian seeing to it that a facility for its storage is already set up. Gatchalian, through photos posted on social media Wednesday, showed the local government's ongoing effort to prepare the Estrella cold storage facility in Barangay Lawang Bato that will soon serve as the storage for the city's COVID-19 vaccine. The local government recently said it will acquire vaccine from British pharmaceutical company AstraZeneca for the 70% of its total population, or around 320,000 residents.
Here are the top news in other parts of the country. Entire municipal station in Aurora under strict monitoring after cop tests positive for COVID-19. Ex-barangay chairperson turned NPA militia surrenders to military in Iloilo. And Kidapawan vendors and trike drivers among vaccine priorities. Details in this report.
The Municipal Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office has placed the entire Baler Municipal Police Station under strict monitoring after a newly promoted police non-commissioned officer assigned in the station has tested positive for the coronavirus disease. The said police officer has been immediately placed under 14 days quarantine isolation protocols since testing positive on January 19. Provincial Police Director Colonel Raul Siriban has ordered all police units, including himself and provincial headquarters staff, to undergo mandatory swab testing after admitting that he personally officiated the pinning of the 19 newly promoted police non-commissioned officers during a flag-raising rites at the camp's headquarters on Friday, January 15, which also included the infected police officer. Siriban, however, assured that daily routine work in the station, including clearance processing and patrolling, has not been hampered. A former barangay chairperson has surrendered to authorities after he joined the Militia ng Bayan, a local military unit of the New People's Army in Iloilo Province. The former village chief, known as Sam, surrendered earlier this week at a radio station in Kalinog Town, which is managed by the Civil Military Operations Battalion of the 3rd Infantry Division. During his surrender, he turned over his firearms, including a .38 Magnum caliber revolver with 5 ammunitions, a homemade shotgun with 5 ammos and magazine, a homemade M16 firearm with 7 ammos and magazine. Kidapawan City Mayor Joseph Evangelista has issued an order listing vendors and public utility trike drivers as among the sectors to be prioritized for the coronavirus disease vaccination program. Evangelista released an executive order Tuesday afternoon setting the guidelines and procedures for the vaccination program involving some 45,901 residents. The order stated that aside from frontline health workers, government workers, and senior citizens, the city will also prioritize the vendors, public utility tricycle drivers, and habal-habal or motorcycle taxi drivers to get the vaccine. Also included in the priority list are public school teachers and law enforcers.
In world news, Biden takes oath as the 46th President of the United States of America. Wuhan COVID-19 exhibition displays in China. And foreigners not wearing face masks receives an unusual punishment in Bali. Let's watch this.
I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear
I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the United States
the office of President of the United States
and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Joseph Joe Robinette Biden Jr. sworn in as the 46th President of the United States of America, drawing a curtain to the most tumultuous administration of modern times and charting a new course to tackle COVID-19 and unite a splintered nation. Biden, a 78-year-old former Vice President and longtime Senator, took the oath of office at Wednesday noon at the U.S. Capitol West Front. Biden plans to kick off his administration Wednesday with orders to restore the United States to Paris Climate Accord and the World Health Organization, according to his aides. 17 new orders and actions reportedly signed by Biden, hours after being sworn in as U.S. leader to break from policies of departing President Donald Trump and set new paths on immigration, the environment, fighting COVID-19, and the economy. Biden said the outgoing President Trump had left him a very generous letter in the Oval Office, in keeping with tradition. A COVID-19 exhibition depicting Chinese anti-epidemic achievement is ongoing in Wuhan, the central Chinese city where World Health Organization experts arrived last Thursday for the virus origins probe. Life-size sculptures of medical workers and over 1,000 epidemic-related photos and objects have been displayed in the show in order to present China's successful epidemic control and prevention work in the first half of 2020. China this week reportedly 2.3% GDP growth in 2020, the slowest in decades, but it's still only major economy to post positive figures during the pandemic. As of official data was released, the state media trumpeted the resilience and vitality of China's economy. Foreigners caught not wearing face masks on the Indonesian resort island of Bali are being subject to a push-ups punishment. Video footage circulating on social media this week shows tourists in t-shirt and shorts being made to do the exercise in sweltering tropical heat as mask-secured officials stood over them. Bali authorities made wearing face masks in public mandatory last year as Indonesia battled a raging COVID-19 outbreak. More than 70 people paid a fine of 100,000 rupiah or 350 pesos, but about 30 others said they did not have cash. Instead, they were ordered to do push-ups. Those not carrying a mask had to do up to 50 push-ups, while those who were wearing one improperly were punished with 15 push-ups.
In entertainment, host Angel Locsin played hero once more, this time defending her friend, it's Showtime host Vice Ganda, from presidential spokesman Harry Roque's cryptic comments about comedians. In a post in her Instagram story, Angel pertains to Vice Ganda as someone who fights for right and has concern for other people. Last Tuesday, January 19, Roque made a remark about comedians while proving a point about the COVID-19 vaccine's efficacy. The unkabogable star stayed true to his moniker by answering Roque's statement saying that he is not a clown but a comedian and pertains to Roque as the one who is a clown. In sports, Sotto announced Thursday that he will suit up for the Gilas Pilipinas in next month's final window of the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers inside the Pampanga bubble. The 7'3" Sotto said he's thrilled with the opportunity of donning the national team jersey in the senior level, while also trying to help Gilas formalize its entry in the continental competitions slated mid-August in Indonesia. In deciding to play for Gilas, Sotto will be forced to miss the start of the NBA G League season for the G League Ignite. The G League season starts February 8, also under a bubble setup at the Walt Disney World Complex in Orlando, Florida. Sotto's presence should serve as a big boost for Gilas as it hopes for more firepower in the upcoming window. The Philippines Gilas team will have a mix of PBA and amateur cagers for the bubble, with majority of them currently in the midst of their bubble training at the Inspired Sports Academy in Calamba, Laguna.
I'm heading home soon. Sobrang excited ako na binigyan ng opportunity para makapaglaro sa Gilas ngayong February window. Nagpapasalamat ako sa lahat ng sumusuporta at naniniwala sa aking pangarap na makapaglaro para sa bayan at sa tamang panahon sa NBA. I am very blessed to have many supporters and I promise I won't let you down.
And those are the news on web today, January 21, 2021. For more news and details, get your copy of Manila Bulletin newspaper tomorrow or log on to www.mb.com.ph. You may also subscribe to our newsletter through the link on this video's caption to have the day's latest news delivered to your inbox. I am Barbie Atienza for Manila Bulletin, celebrating 120 years of timely stories and timeless truths. Join us again tomorrow. This has been MB Now. Be fully informed.